Alrighty, brew and cuckoo to you and all my nobody's not watching out there. I have to kind of do the thing before I pick up this backpack. I ran out of space or time. Like it was like boop, and so it stopped. And I looked it up because I was like, it bothered me, and I want to be accurate when I say things, even if I don't always do that. I want to try to, when I can remember, I want to look it up. So anyway, I looked it up, and I was thinking of Ernest Hemingway when it came to the whiskey thing that I said. Like, oh, writer Ernest Hemingway, and the only reason I even know that is like Jack Torrance and Stephen King's The Shining and other references to him. I should read more. I can admit that. Um, I'm not even positive I've even read any Hemingway, or if I have, like I wouldn't be like able to point it out and say it. Um, that's who I was thinking of when I said the thing, and it had to do with the whiskey. That's the original point. The person who wrote uh, Moby Dick, which I thought was Hemingway, wrong, was uh, Herman Melville or Melville Herman or I don't know, something like that. Sorry, like I'm bad at the things. I'm just trying to get through this real quick because I want to make sure I remember right now kind of the accuracy of it. And then I was like, Andrew Jackson killed. Like I thought it. Well, I mean, I thought Andrew Jackson killed the or was in a duel with the writer of Moby Dick, which 100% not true. Like that's not how thing. It was Charles Dickinson, a writer of Christmas Carol and other such things. Oliver Twist. Um, Not sure how I mix that up. It is what it is. But I did feel like I kind of maybe learned something, but I'm not entirely positive in the sense that, well, what I'd seen, so I watched the thing on, okay, so two channels you should check out for stuff is Wisecracked and Cracked. They're both comedy channels that are edutainment. They're informational comedy. And Thug Notes is on Wisecracked, and there was a thing about Moby Dick, and I watched that and I was like, oh, well, I was totally wrong about that. Cool. Might as well just put that out there and be like, sorry, buddy. Herman Melville, I believe. I'm going to look at it real quick. But pretty sure that's it. And I was just 100% wrong. And Andrew Jackson, before he became a president, apparently, ended up in a duel with Charles Dickens over. They were both like people. It was like a horse bet or something. And honestly, what I saw about Jackson was skewed towards Jackson originally on the channel that I said. And then what I read at a website was skewed seemingly towards Dickinson. So one says, oh, it was somewhere between 13 and like over 100 like duels, and then the other one's like it's official. It's been known to be over from 5 to 100, but only confirmed by this historical society by two as two, in which one of them ended with them not firing at each other. So it's like basically this example and one other example, because those are confirmed examples that are historically valid and verifiable, and then question mark on all the others. But do you think it makes any sense that it's just like, dude, there's like 5 or 100 or 13 and over 100? Like that's just, yeah, people like inflate things, but you know that's gotta be like, it's definitely not like 5. It's not 2, it's not 5. It's definitely double digits, and this man has just been doing that. But you know, history is written by the victors, and it does. They do kind of paint Andrew Jackson as like he was violent, and crazy, and so does the other person. So it's like you guys are in agreement, except for about the numbers. If it makes him seem like a badass, no. Like, he didn't do that. He was just bad. It's like, not a badass, just bad. Anyway, I don't care. I'm not like a president person. That's not what I'm here about. I'm just, anyway, Dickinson, what I wanted to share was, apparently Andrew Jackson did kill Dickinson. And apparently Dickinson is known, at least based on what I saw, as a author slash duelist slash argumentarian and sort of thing. And the way I heard the story was more like Jackson just took the shot and was like, all right, that was your one, we're done. Like, now it's my turn, Pokemon style, just like no, it's like, oh, you got initiative or whatever. Like, he just took it. It's like, the way it was phrased, the way I read, was more about he fired at roughly at the same time, and his gun didn't go off or misfired. And then he just fired again. And my understanding of firearms at that time that's not how it works. Like, you could have another one, but they didn't say he had another one. They didn't have a second musket. And again, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this. My understanding is basically it takes a second to sit there and do the thing. I really doubt that if it was the way I understand firearms and muskets, where it's just like, it's not like I got two in the chamber, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess if you're a specialized duelist, maybe that seems kind of cheating, but I don't think they didn't say that. It didn't say he pulled another one. It says that the first one didn't go off, so he reloaded and shot. Like, it ain't nothing but a thing. Like, this ain't a Glock, it ain't a 9. You're not just gonna bust a cap. Like, it takes a second. Like, if your first doesn't go off. Anyway, they basically said that his first didn't go off. And as a result, he lost the duel simply as a fact that, weapon failure. And he was hit, and he didn't hit the other guy. And the reality is he did hit the guy, and the guy, Charles Dickinson, did die. So it's one of those things, like, this isn't like Han shot first. It's like, Han didn't shoot first. Han shot, and what was it, Greedo died. That's it. That's how that worked. There's no retcon. This is like, but it's history, so it's like, actually, man, if you actually get into history, you can't get a straight answer from basically anything. History is written by the victors, blah, 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 but sometimes it's not, and then sometimes history is written by the victors, but most of the time it is. And then sometimes people, like, get real mad about that, which is fair, and they come back after time. Like, and sometimes they're not right. The victors tell the truth. Sometimes they don't. Most of the time they don't. I'm not trying to defend Andrew Jackson. I don't know him. I just like the video. I thought it was funny and interesting, because it's just like, dude, this guy's crazy. What is going on? But how accurate it is, I can't attest to. All I can say is that I trust that person more than the other people from the random thing, which is not the most. I'm not going to name the site, but it's just they're not the most held high, whatever. Anyway, at this point, all I'm saying is just, it seems like there's sides taken, and I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. All I can say is Charles Dickinson was definitively killed by Andrew Jackson, who would become a president. I don't think he was a president at that time. He would later become president. And it was over, apparently, it seems, which the video that I like Cracked does not go into, because they're like, nobody cares. It's like, that doesn't help your case because apparently they cared enough. It was about some horse bet. And then Dickinson insulted his wife and called him a coward. And like possibly published it or something, and that was like not a good move. Like I wouldn't call that man a coward, especially if he's done anywhere near the duels that he's did. But if he's Dickinson was apparently an accomplished duelist, that's what people, or at least that's what Google says. So I don't know how many duels he was in. I might look it up just out of curiosity at this point. Regardless, one's dead, one got hit first, and one survived. And they are not the same. Well, actually, they are the same. The one that survived was the one that got hit first, but not the one that shot first. And, you know, it's like, okay, it is what it is. So, recently, again, another thing from Wisecracked, somebody said, well, you're dead and I'm right. And I think that's hilarious. Because it's funny. It's not always true. It's meant to be a joke. Please don't take it too seriously. But it was funny. It's like, haha. Like, it was meant to be a dark joke. It's like, that's it. Like, I'm not saying victors deserve to write history. I'm simply saying, I'm trying, like, I just want to be accurate, and I'm wasting all this time. Like I'm making a whole thing that, like, I don't even know if I'm going to use, because I feel like it's worth, I want to be accurate. So, Herman Melville, I assume, if I recall correctly, is the writer of Moby Dick, which is an interesting book, apparently, but I have not read. Nothing to do with, hey, it's just me spinning off on a tangent, mixing people up. Because I need to read more. Fair enough. But it is what it is. And I'm just admitting that I make mistakes. I don't remember things properly. And I want to, when I can, try to make sure this is not an edutainment channel. It's like, I do the quote, I like to think of myself as a teacher, but I'm not. I like, don't take anything I say with a grain of salt, and anything anybody says with a grain of salt. I just want to help make the world a little better and kind of funnier, and I can be wrong a lot. But I will admit when I am wrong when I remember to look it up. And then also kind of explain maybe how I'm not sure exactly. Well, I mean, I was definitely wrong about the Moby Dick thing. Like, that was 100%, like, But trying to sit here and break it down and be like, I mixed up 3 authors. There's one that had nothing to do with this. One that I thought I was, like, that was me mixing these 2. And then I kind of ended up a little bit rabbit holing when it came to Andrew Jackson and who he actually did shoot, and I was just like, really? Like, because I didn't remember Dickinson. I thought it was Hemingway. For whatever reason. I don't know. It just seemed to make more sense to me. I'm like, I didn't think Dickinson was like that. Not like I know him, but I just... it just doesn't seem like... I mean, apparently he was a duelist. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I did do the looking up, and I'm not... It's history. I'm not a historian. I'm not any sort of authority on that sort of thing. I just tend to remember random facts, and this time I was definitely wrong about my random facts that I remembered, so I wanted to correct those so that I do not spread false information, because it was so incorrect. And I'm trying to, like, offer what I know about the thing. So, yeah. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Alright, let's just